Manufactured Live, where we tell the stories of great manufacturers, where they've been, where they're at, and what they see coming ahead. Today here we are with J.C. Milling Company. Dean here, Svarc, is from J.C. Milling Company. We're going to get to that in just a minute, but we do want to tell everybody to stick around for the end of the broadcast when we have the Poopsies Corporate Appreciation gift box. It's currently not in my hands, but it's going to be at the end, and you have a special gift.
I like gifts.
Yeah, so you are owner of J.C. Milling Company and president as well. Now, if I'm recalling correctly, you just received a great award from the Rockford Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, we actually were nominated last year through Rockford Chamber of Commerce for Manufacturer of the Year in 2018. We didn't win. Company one did a wonderful job. We got renominated this year and actually won this year, which was kind of nice.
Fantastic.
I was lucky enough actually to have a lot of my team there too during the event, and I think they got a big kick out of it too.
Yeah, you had a table, and I think there's a whole kind of procession.
You know, we actually had two tables, and it was, I think, so well received by the members. We brought a lot of the management team in, admins, people that really, everybody made it happen. But I'm so limited to a number of tables I can bring in and stuff. But the team, I think, was very excited, especially when they started explaining what the company did, 40 years in business. And they started going through, and they're like, is that us? Is that us? And I could tell. And when they did make the announcement, it was very interesting to see that all of them got up before me, which was like such a pride thing for me. You know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So 40 years in business, you don't seem that old. Walk us through how did this happen?
So what happened was originally the original owners were John and Helen, and they had owned it for 40 years. John had originally worked for Ingersoll Tool, opened a shop on the side, and then started kind of doing work with Ingersoll, which is one of our customers we currently do work for, a wonderful company. And over the years, he has gotten older and wanted to look at possibly transitioning onto a next generation that might take over the business and continue on the legacy. Okay, and that's why I kind of came in. So,
and how were you related to this group of individuals?
I'm not related to anybody actually. So what we did was we actually worked. We were looking. My wife and I, Dominique, were looking for some kind of a machining type facility, machine shop, something like that. But we really wanted something that was precision, something more on the high end of what machining would be. And when we had looked around, we came across this business. I didn't know John and Helen beforehand, but I gotta be honest, they're like parents to me. They're wonderful, wonderful people. And we saw this facility. I saw it in Loves Park, where it was originally based out of. And when I walked in, I thought what I saw was a business that was high quality. I could tell like how the fixtures were set up on the side. The quality of the machines were excellent. It just seemed like this was the right place to be for me and my wife. We obviously worked with John and Helen. We purchased the company in 2015, about 4 years ago. And when we purchased the company, we wanted to take a company that was already great quality. The employees there, wonderful employees. They make the company what it is, truly. I'm just there to, smile and look good, I guess. But we took the company and saw some of the areas that had improvements. They already had great quality. The machining capability was spectacular. The machines were great. So we were not improving on what was already there in the sense of what made J.C. Milling J.C. Milling.
You just wanted to carry on a legacy.
Carry on the legacy, and also if we could bring it maybe closer to the 21st century, that would help too.
Sure.
So during this process, we basically purchased the company. Within 2 years, we about doubled in size, and then we actually moved the facility to a new facility in Chesney Park, Illinois. Okay.
Now, this idea of bringing them into the 21st century, why is that a particular skill set of yours that looking around? It's not a typical story that husband wife team.
Yeah.
We should get into the machine shop.
Yes. It's an interesting transition. So back when I was in high school and college, I had taken machining. I had gone through all the vocational and said, what's interesting, and machining popped in my head immediately. I said, oh my God, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is really what I think is right up my alley, and I had taken all the classes that needed to be for years. I competed in competitions in a course back then, which was a competition called VICA, Vocational Industrial Clubs of America. And back then, you actually competed against other schools and other colleges of kids in college taking machining. And I had done well. I went down to state, went down to nationals, won a couple times, and it turned out well for me. It was a wonderful industry. I stayed in it for about 8 years, seven and a half, 8 years, and unfortunately in the early 90s, this industry was going through a very hard transition because a lot of the stuff was going overseas.
Right.
And during that transition, there's some, you got to kind of acknowledge what's going on. And I said, but I really didn't want to get stuck behind.
Yeah.
So I kind of went into more of a corporate area, and I went into corporate America for about 14 years, working at Abbott Labs as a BSA, and then became like a program project manager, and then senior project manager, and went on from there. And with the skill set I was able to take from machining for the 8 years, from an apprentice to a journeyman, then going to more of a corporate environment,
Right.
I was able to learn a lot of the soft skills,
Right.
a lot of the management skills, how to manage large-scale projects in the millions, which really gave me the experience for owning a company, how to manage that company successfully.
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of got back in. Well, those years went on, and my wife and I always said, I'd love to get back into machining. I had a drive-in basement in my last house, so we actually had a Bridgeport, a CNC or NC Bridgeport in the basement, closing lathes, all that stuff in my basement, because I had a drive-in basement. You could move stuff in and easily
Yeah.
in and out. So I did that for years, and my passion, though, really was honestly still back to machining.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not appreciate where you're taking a piece of metal and cutting it down to less than a thousandth, less than a piece of your hair,
Sure.
consistently over
And that
over.
precision, that desire for precision, now kind of in your blood from as a young guy. But I mean, when you go to Abbott Labs, where everything's precision,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right,
yeah.
and you're not messing around. Then you go into this idea of we're going to buy a machine shop, but not just any machine shop.
It has because
precision machine
Yes,
shop.
exactly. Even going back to corporate, we were all FDA regulated. A lot of regulation,
Yeah.
just like we
Yeah.
are ISO now.
Yep.
I mean, there's certain rules you got to follow. You got to do it right and do it in the right order and all that. So my wife and I always said that I'd love to get back in this. Maybe when I retire, maybe when I get older, we'll
Yeah.
see. That opportunity came up in 2015 or 14, 15.
Sure.
And we started looking, and it wasn't long. I'll be honest. We looked in a short period of time, and we saw a couple of facilities, and I just fell in love with JC Milling.
So what do you attribute the growth to? You said you doubled in just a short period of time. That's significant.
Yeah,
What do you attribute that to? What happened?
I think just meeting with new customers, seeing what opportunities are out there, opening the doors to even let's just say aerospace. So we did some parts, now we did more parts in aerospace.
Okay.
We did more in firearms than we had done in the past, more machine parts. Also, our capabilities might have increased also.
Were those processes that you put in place?
No, a lot of this was already in place doing some of this type of work.
Okay.
But one of the bigger differences, since like I said, the employees were awesome.
Sure.
There was nothing to teach the employees. They were already awesome. What we did work with was bringing the technology up. I think when we bought the business, it was 4 computers. We now have 40 computers.
Right.
I mean, we don't have them sitting around. They're all functionally doing something. It brings efficiency into the company.
Sure.
How things
Visibility
are...
into pipelines.
Visibility, convenience, efficiency, following Five Sigma, lean manufacturing, all that came into the new facility, which my lead engineering manager, actually helped me design the entire facility. So it was wonderful. He helped me lay it out. I had the idea, he helped me lay it out, and together we came up with a wonderful plan. All the other employees, especially management, got involved in the move, in how things should be. When we did the move, one of the things, including adding technology like IT and computers and all that, gave us the opportunity now to do different types of work. Mm-hmm. So and I'll talk about that a little bit, but that gave us that opportunity. When that opportunity came up, working together, we were able to do newer projects.
So you expanded into existing customer base.
Yep, that was a big one.
And then you added on some new customers as
Yes,
well?
yes. So some of our customers, I'll give you an example. We did stuff for gas and oil, but we started doing real complex stuff for gas and oil.
Okay,
complex
like what?
Stuff that would go under the ocean, stuff that would go into control boxes,
Gotcha.
safety control boxes. We did stuff in the space station. So we did stuff that controlled humidity and carbon dioxide on the life support system for the space station. We had not done that before. We did medical. We're doing full fifth access, where we're taking an idea from a customer and saying, is that really the best way of doing it? We can still accomplish your goal, but there may be a different way of doing it that's even better. And we make these for blood transfusions. So now we're going to a lot of different areas that we didn't go before. So we still have the wonderful existing customer base we had before, but now adding other customers, or even expanding what we currently had.
Yeah. So your role as president, you said you bought this with your wife.
Mm-hmm, yep.
Yeah. So she works in
She
the
does not
organization?
work for the company. She's obviously an owner because
Sure,
she bought it
yeah.
with me.
Yeah.
She actually works separately. She works as she works in accounting. She teaches accounting over at Harper College. So she's actually a professor over there.
So that's pretty handy.
Oh man, having an accountant wife, man, if you could do one thing, Get an accountant wife. She has been a blessing just to bounce stuff off of, get information. We have a controller and all that in our facility.
Sure.
But to get that information, to have that knowledge and experience when building a business plan, all that, wonderful.
So there's a lot of generational turnover in small businesses. Most of the businesses in the U.S. by quantity are small businesses. This generational turnover seems to be something that you capitalized on in this transition. Now, what did you see when you were looking at the marketplace of available opportunities? Characterize those types of opportunities, and you said you didn't look long to find this gem.
Yes,
but characterize the types of opportunities that you saw as you looked into.
It could have been something like precision engine manufacturing, small engine manufacturing. It could have been a special type of either water jet facility, something like that. But kind of getting back what I said before, when you're working with metals, and a lot of people can't appreciate what it takes to make something simple, even like the glasses that we're wearing.
Yeah.
It doesn't just come out of a box. I mean, something has to happen to make that. And all manufacturing, all in Rockford is involved. Everybody in Rockford's involved in aerospace and all these different industries. Well, to take something where your hair is, let's say, 3.5 thousandths thick, okay, a piece of paper, and we're able to consistently cut that for less than 1,000th of an inch over and over thousands of times is amazing.
Yeah.
Even to me. I did this for years. I own a company that does this. If that's not amazing to you, I don't know.
You and I had some chuckles before the broadcast, and I reminded me of a comedian that I had heard. And he said something like this, that you get into a plane, this metal tube that with hundreds of thousands of components on it flies you 30,000 feet in the air across the world, and then you land several hours later and wherever you were at. He says that's amazing.
Yep.
He says everything's amazing, but nobody's happy.
There are companies, and I don't want to name specific companies, but there's large companies in Rockford that are very involved in that stuff. And if you knew 1% of what it takes to put that plane in the air in any facet, it's truly
So you had a 2-hour delay, and you're all ticked off, but it's amazing the fact that from your facility into somebody else's facility that all got put together and reliably flies us all.
And it takes all
of
us. It's not just us. That's the cool part.
Yeah.
It takes all of us. There's companies that do mini Swiss, little valves. There's stuff that does sheet metal. There's stuff that does control valves. There's fuel control. There's so many companies involved to make this tube, like you said, fly in the air and land many thousands of times without a major incident is shocking by itself. Forget the aerodynamic aspect of it.
Right.
That's amazing. I mean, I think it's amazing. I actually fly. It's amazing.
So this seems like a passion of yours. You got back into machining. You're doing precision machining now, and now you're winning awards for Manufacturer of the Year. And
let's go. I'm going to throw this out there as I have to. It is the guys.
Yeah.
It's the admins. It's the manufacturing engineers. It's the operators. It's the machinists. It's 100% them. I will give them 100% credit for where we're at, without question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I help with the kind of the direction I want to go, for sure.
Sure.
But it is them.
But they make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. It's truly amazing.
Well, kudos to your team for the great award and honor that you had. Clearly, a business that is doubling in size and able to have the quality that you have is doing something right. So your segue there, you didn't know you were doing this, but you were segueing directly into my hands. Because I know that your love for your team is significant, and that's why everybody joined you from your team at that dinner. We have the Poopsies Corporate Appreciation Gift Box. Now, Poopsies does something amazing too. You're amazing. Poopsies is amazing. Here's what they do. They make gift giving easy. Here's what the Corporate Appreciation Gift Box is. It's difficult to honor your employees and come up with something uniquely for each of them.
Yep.
And so you have some alternatives. You could go to the store and shop around a store, right? Or you could go online and click online. Well, you can click online on Poopsies, or you could pick up the phone, and as a business owner, you could say, hey, I've got these employees. Here's what their personalities are like. I need you to find some gifts. And someone will custom create a gift box for you and ship all those gifts to you or directly to your employees. That's the Poopsies Corporate Appreciation gift box. So they've been so swell that they've given us this box for you.
Excellent.
Failure. Failure.
This is live.
This is live. It was too high.
I had to avoid.
It was too high.
I had to avoid swearing. I didn't make that big of a mistake.
Well, we reviewed the rules before this that you could actually swear if you wanted to, because this is the internet and not television.
I'm proud of you. I gotta tell you, I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I took one for the team there, right on my forehead. So hold on, let me hide this. So now I know what you got. I didn't even know what you got before, but it ended up on the floor. Oh, the internet, all live. Finally, we have some bloopers. My gosh, I was afraid we were going to make it through with no bloopers.
I was worried about falling off the chair, but I'm okay now.
Thanks for not swearing. I would have been embarrassed.
Yeah,
for
I'm
you.
trying.
This is your Poopsies Corporate Appreciation gift box.
Wow, they kind of laid it out nice. I got socks. Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's the stress balls. I really have stress. Mood ball.
Mood ball.
Mood ball. I will find out what this mood ball does. It's probably going to turn bright red or something.
That's the mood ball. And haha, what is that? I love
my job in socks.
Uh-oh.
Haha, just kidding.
Oh, man. Well,
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's for the days when it's more challenging. Because even though I know you love your business, it can be challenging as well. Dean, how do people get in contact with JC Milling if they have precision machining that they need done?
The best way is contact JC. You can go jc@jcmilling.com or go to our website, www.jcmilling.com. Reach out to us there. You can either call us at our number, 815-654-1070. But yeah, basically reach out to us on the internet. But we are open to a lot of different opportunities. We have the ability to do a lot of things.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for being here, Dean. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for unpacking what JC Milling does, and also for accepting that corporate appreciation gift box with our first blooper. That's fantastic.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And thank you for the gift, and especially the special way you did it.
Thanks for joining us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also go to MidwestManufactured.com where you can see replays of all of our other Midwest Manufactured lives. Plus, we got featured articles from outstanding manufacturers in the Midwest. We'll see you again later.